Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today is the third day in the Natasha Denona looks series. It will be 7 tutorials, one each day using a different Natasha Denona palette. I love Natasha Denona, and last year at the end of the year I did a week also from this a week also like this one, and you guys enjoyed it so much, so I wanted to do it again with palettes that I haven't shown on my Natasha Denona looks videos, and I will have a playlist on this linked below, also with my Natasha Denona weeks, talking about Natasha Denona products, ranking them and whatnot. So today the time to shine, it's for the Glam palette, and this is I think one of the most popular Natasha Denona palettes. This is again a 15 pan, a $69 palette nowadays, and I have a lot of pans in it. I use it quite a bit, and now I'm gonna use it even more because the cool tones are barely touched right here, and now I'm more into cool tones than anything in my entire collection. So today the thing that's gonna be different is that I was taking my baby to the doctor, so I already had everything applied to my face and mascara and liner in my upper waterline, but the rest of the eye makeup wasn't done and my lips were not done. So you will see me applying or creating the eye look and applying the eyeliner and the lipstick, but I will talk to you guys through after I finish the eye look about the products that I have on my face, and you can actually find them also linked below. You should pull out your Natasha Denona palettes since they are super expensive. So if you want to see the look that I created with my Natasha Denona Glam palette, then just keep on watching. Okay, so to start with the look for the Glam palette, I'm gonna go in and set my lid with the shade Transition. And I'm gonna grab a light amount of this one. Since this is a lighter shade in the palette and it's a lighter matte, they don't have a real skin tone color on this palette, and I would usually use powder, but I can use this as a setting powder for the primer that I just applied, which is the Urban Decay Eden primer. You guys, this palette is beautiful and it's right up my alley nowadays since I'm loving more of a cool tone look. For the past like 2 months, I've been loving mostly doing cool tone looks. Even when I'm using browns, I don't want anything reddish or orangey. I want everything to be either a neutral or a cool tone brown or gray and lighter color in the inner corner. Okay, so after that transition is applied, I'm going with the brown right here, which is a matte brown in the shade Smoke. And I'm also gonna go in with the shade Crease, which is this transition color also, but it's more on the cool tone. It's way more cool tone than Blend, so that's why I'm choosing this one. So that's the shade between Crease and Smoke. Now to make the edges even softer, I'm grabbing this brush that I usually use for powder. This is the Morphe and Ariel A14 brush. And I'm really making sure that the edges are blended. Now with the Rougher 02 brush, I'm gonna go in with, I wish they had a lighter matte color because I would do an all matte look for sure. But since I don't have that, I'm gonna grab the shade Center Eyelid, which I never use. Is this shade right here. It's metallic and it has sort of like a pewter, no, like a silvery, in between silver and pewter color to it. And I'm gonna add that more towards the center and outer part of the eye. And then I'm grabbing this shade Inner Corner, which is a lighter shade than this one, and I'm applying that in the inner part of the eye, not necessarily the inner corner, but the inner part of the eye, since this is, I think, the lightest shade in that color scheme. For my lower lash line, I'm grabbing the Morphe M213, which you can see in every single one of my videos. And I'm mixing Crease and Smoke, which are the two brown shades that I told you guys that I use as a transition, basically. And I'm gonna just do a tight lining with them. Almost a tight line, not quite, a little bit smoky, but closer to the lash line more than anything, to pull the eye look together. And I grabbed a little bit of smoke and applied it in the outer part of the eye, just right here. That's gonna help me when I do my wing liner to make it look blended. And then for my inner corner, I'm gonna try and do a matte inner corner using the shade Transition, which is the first shade that we use to set the eye primer. For my liner, like always, I'm using the Rimmel Scandalized 001 Black and the KVD Tattoo Liner. And I already have mascara on, and then I'll show you the products that I use to create my face. Since I was taking my baby to the doctor today for exams, I didn't want to do anything to my eyes so that I could film this video, but I didn't want to go barefaced. Okay, and then to finish the look, I'll go in with Lash Line, which is the darkest shade in the palette, and it's a matte grayish shade. And I'm gonna make sure that my eyeliner in the lower waterline doesn't bleed by tight lining with the rougher number 29, which is one of my favorite brushes in my entire collection. Now to finish the look, I'm grabbing my Dream lipstick by Natasha Denona, and I'm applying that to my lips, and I'll let you guys know the rest of the products that I used. Okay, you guys, so this is basically the finished look. Now let's go ahead and talk about the products that I use on my base. I'm going just to powder my nose before I do that, since I'm getting a little bit oily. Okay, so for primer, I didn't use anything, but I went ahead and used the Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade 2N1 Desert Beige and the Dior Forever Undercover 24-hour full coverage foundation in the shade 031. This is super dark for me and it's too yellow, so what I do is I mix them a little bit and then I use this sort of like a cream bronzer on top to give dimension to my face. So these were the foundations that I used today. Then for concealer, since I thought my skin was still looking too neutral for my taste, I went in with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour full coverage concealer, and I have mine in the shade I don't know the shade of, oh, Cashmere, which is the 360. This is a little bit darker than I would like, but it has a lot of yellow to it, so it helps me sort of color correct my foundation when it's too neutral, like the one that I was using. For my bronzer, I set my face, of course, with my Laura Mercier translucent powder, which is my all-time favorite. I'm running really low on it. Then for my bronzer, I went in and grabbed the Gucci bronzer, but I forgot the blush that I used was cream, so I applied it before powdering my face, and it's the Rare Beauty in the shade Adore. And I used the dewy blush from Seattle, London, the coconut one, to mix this and make it a little bit more dewy. But this blush looks beautiful. If you don't have to set your makeup because you live in a place where it's not humid or you have dry skin, these blushes truly do not need setting. But if I don't set my face, from the humidity, my makeup will melt. These blushes, I can even apply them on top of powder, but since I was gonna mix it with the coconut one and that's more sticky, then I wanted to do that underneath powder. The Rare Beauty blushes are just the best release, in my opinion, that I've tried for a long time. for a long time. These has been my favorite blushes in my entire collection. So if I would have to do a ranking of blushes, these would be top for sure. And they're cream, but for me they're super easy to use. And if you even have a mini because you got it as a sample or whatnot, it will last you forever because you only need the tiniest dot. So I'm gonna stop rambling. For highlighter, I already said that I use the Gucci bronzer as a bronzer in the shade 02. I think I could find this in a lighter shade and still use it because this is really dark and it works, but I have to blend it a ton. And for highlighter, I've been using my highlighter from the Hourglass palette, and I just want to finish this, you guys. If you already saw my update for the Panda Face palette project, you know that I'm trying to finish this one and get more progress out of this one because this is the palette that I want to finish this year. And on top of all of my cheek, after powdering, I wanted to enhance the blush, and I mixed a little bit of the highlighter and the cream blush, just the tiniest amount, to enhance the blush in the apples of my cheeks, and that's what I used. But most of the blush that you see there is the pink from Adore from Rare Beauty. Then I did the same thing that I always do, you guys. I buffed my face. Oh, I buffed my face today with the Too Faced glowy palette, the one that comes with a buffing powder, a highlighting powder, and then another type of powder I can't even remember. I did my mascara with my Too Faced Better Than Sex mixed with my Lancome Monsieur Big mascara. Okay, you guys, so this has been my favorite look so far that I've done on this Natasha Denona Looks week, and that's because I've been so into cool tones, you guys. I've been obsessing over completely matte palette and then also cool tone eyeshadow. I'm not into warm tones, and that's in a way bugging me because I used to only use orangey shades on my eyes, and I know they look beautiful and they make your brown eyes pop, and they enhance the oranginess that you have behind the brown eyes. You guys, I don't know what to tell you. I've been just enjoying cool tones so much. I think it goes with my coloring. It makes me look more expensive and more grown up in a way. So the Glam palette, even though it has neutral and it has a little bit of warmth in it, it's more on the neutral side, and you can find a lot of cool tone eyeshadows in here as well. So this is the finished look, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. Tomorrow I'll have another video, but if you're new to the series, I already posted on the first day the retro glam palette and the pastel palette as well, and I will link below the way that I do my foundation, my makeup routine, also in a video, so that you guys can see what I'm doing differently. But tomorrow for sure I will do my face in fast forward so that you can see the makeup application. Everything will be linked below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Remember that this week I have 7 videos, so I'm posting every day during the week, but usually I post Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I put out a lot of Natasha Denona content, hauls, conscientious purchasing, and also makeup artistry videos. So if you like that, please stay, subscribe, and check the question that I always leave in the comment section below so that we can chat and get to know each other. I love you, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.